have returned, and it turns out that the issue was something on my system, and a reboot has fixed it. So let's take a look. This is the. Oh, let me switch the mode. Un momento. There we go. So here's what the current site looks like, and here is what my local site looks like. Totally different design. I'm still in the process of taking the original template and modifying it, but I'm working on it as I go. Most of this is going to be gone because my site doesn't really need it. I am a great backend developer when it comes to front end. It just has so much complexity. I just don't enjoy working on it. Like if someone gave me a PSD and said, hey, make this a website, I wouldn't be able to do it. But I can make that website work and do cool stuff. All right, so let's go over this. It's much more tailored to be about artificial intelligence and try to put the message of AI front and center. Now, the problem that I'm encountering is that people don't really understand what artificial intelligence is, what it can do. And it's really just a matter of education. Once you tell people, once you give them examples, they'll have an easier time understanding what it is that's going on. But right now, it's all about education. So let's go over this because I've forgotten most of what I was doing. All right, my H1, automate your business with custom AI solutions. Kaizen Software makes custom software for small and medium businesses. We use a mixture of cutting-edge AI technology and human expertise to build software that solves your toughest business problems. Get your free AI analysis, and that takes you to the page that is still on the old design. And it's meant to be a contact form, lead generation form. You give it information about your business, and then it takes this information about your business, about what you want from an artificial intelligence solution, and then it comes up with suggestions for your specific needs. So that is going to be the very first thing that people see when they arrive. Then the template links to some sort of video. I don't have the video made yet. That is a problem for future Ben. All right, then we have Trusted Technology Partner. We're more than just hired expertise. We're your partners in innovation. We work with you to understand your business, and then we build custom software that solves your toughest problems. Innovative solutions. We help businesses solve the toughest problems. I should probably modify that because that is a little bit redundant. Informed decisions. We explain the options, you make the final call. Expert guidance. Unsure how you should proceed? We're here for you. How it works. Evolving solutions for dynamic businesses. And I just realized I need to put something on here that says all images were generated with AI. Now, if you're familiar with artificial intelligence with ChatGPT, you're going to recognize the style. Like this is DALL-E 3. This is the hyper-real style that it uses. But I do want to make sure that I disclose because not everyone can tell them apart. And as the tools improve, no one will be able to tell them apart, but that's a problem for the future. All right, how it works. Evolving solutions for dynamic businesses. I should probably get rid of that period. Experience growth and innovation with our comprehensive solutions that adapt to your business's unique challenges. Software systems tailored to solve your business's problems. Significant value add due to lasting impact. Your vision, our expert execution. All right, I don't like this second bullet point. Discover our approach. That really should lead to like a blog post, or ideally, the video that I linked up here, although they could be separate videos. Videos are easy enough to make. Well, actually, this should be moved down because this is the approach. So I should probably convert this into like an H2 or something. Discover our approach. Initial consultation. First, you describe the issue that you're facing and we suggest some initial solutions. Tailored solution. Once we hit on a running approach, you sign off on the quote and we begin work. and continual improvement. Our ongoing partnership means we can ensure your solutions keep up with your business as it grows. And continual improvement is actually what Kaizen means. So that really would be a good place to put that. I could do like a hover, I guess. All right, why Kaizen? Our expertise in internet technology makes us perfect to provide guidance. And here we have a strong, powerful CEO that's looking out and making decisions about the future. All right, world best technology data, trusted. Okay, so I've reached the point where I stopped modifying the template. I've got to come up with some numbers. Need to come up with some client quotes. And then need to address some final questions. Yeah. All right, so I am about halfway down the page. There's still a fair amount to do. So let's take a look at VS Code. All right, so the website is a Laravel website. File structure looks like this. Let's see, first I have designs, and that's where I keep my template for the website. Images, this refers to Docker images. So the approach that I use is I take the original, before I started using Laravel Sail, which sets up Docker for you, I rolled my own kind of Docker environment, and this project originated during that period. And what I did was I'd take the stock PHP image, add some things on top of it in Docker, and then we would, and then it would just work. And I wouldn't have to worry about running things the first time that the container launched. It was all done on startup. And I like that approach, but Laravel Sail is really cool. And at some point, I will transition to using that for this project, but that day is not today. All right, after images, we have Laravel. At the top, we have logs, and that's gonna be for Nginx, for cron, and for supervisor. Then in Nginx, I've got 3 different folders, one for dev, one for prod, one for staging. The intent behind this was so at one point I was going to be using Docker containers to deploy the website. And so I had a slightly different configuration for each environment, and that's what those folders were meant to do, keep things a little bit more split. And then the final folder is PHP, and that's similar. I've got different configurations based on which environment I'm on. It's kind of overkill at this point, but this was created a couple years ago, and I copied it from a more complex project, because sometimes it's better to need it and not have it than vice versa. All right, so Laravel is where the magic happens. So how do I have this? So we need to go to we need to find the correct view. So I'm gonna close everything. And then we're gonna head down to resources. Resources, views. And I think Jano is the name of the template, so this is probably where I stopped. So let me search for custom AI solutions. Custom AI solutions. All right, this looks like it's just the layout. Oh, it is in the layouts folder. Good catch, Ben. All right, so off the top of my head, I forget what the name of the file is that we need to edit. So let's take a look at our routes. And in Laravel, that is going to be in our routes folder. Web. And then the main page takes me to home, which is in default controller index. That makes sense. So now we go to HTTP, controllers, default controller. And then in index, we are loading home. So we look for the view called home. There we go. Get your free analysis. All right, here we are. So if I recall, I was going to change this image here. So, oh, I forgot. You cannot see both of these at the same time. So let me add that in. Where's Streamlabs at? All right, there's the web page. So where I was at was this image right here. I was going to change it because I didn't like that ChatGPT had defaulted to essentially a white male CEO. And I really strongly believe in diversity and representation. I believe representation really matters. So I had asked ChatGPT to create an image of a female CEO, and it had done that, but I don't think I got around to adding, well, I mean, I didn't get around to adding that in, or else it would be here. So let's inspect this image, see what it's called. Now, I don't know if this is gonna pop up. It is not popping up. All right, so it is called Decider. So let's turn this off. We're gonna look inside our public folder. Public Images AI Decider. All right, so we have AI lead gen, Evolve 1, Evolve 2, Relax. Where did the other decider go? All right, I'm gonna search my file system real quick. Not seeing it. So this is relatively simple to fix. Let's head over to ChatGPT. All right, I am going into Finder and I'm grabbing the file that I need. Okay, so I'm gonna drop the picture in as an attachment. Oh, unable to upload. I wonder why that is. Let's try a different one. Unable to upload. Now, are these AI, is the reason that it's AI generated? Let's try a different picture. I might be logged out. So I am going to turn this off so that you guys don't see anything sensitive. Let's go back to VS Code. Well, that's smart. It's having me check my phone to make sure that it's really me. Doesn't look like I'm logged in. Ah, okay, well, let me show you my screen. Except my screen isn't going to show up. There we go. All right, so with what you can see, it looks relatively normal. We don't see the little suggestions for ChatGPT. So I would say the problem is that ChatGPT is probably having some issues right now. So let's go to OpenAI status. And it says everything is fine, but it's not playing nicely. So if that's the case, let's do a hard reload. I'm gonna hit Option, right click on the refresh. Or is it Command? There we go. Now it thinks I'm logged in. Let's see if I can upload. Ah, here we go. So I'm going to tell it what I like and what I want it to change. I'm not going to tell it that it's AI generated. It can probably tell. I know that OpenAI does some watermarking on the file itself, but we'll see. Since ChatGPT can see images and things that you upload, all you have to do is tell it, what you like about something, and you can have it modify it. I like this image, but I'd prefer it to feature a powerful woman instead of a powerful white man. Now, I'm not explicitly telling it, I want you to give me a woman of color, but I am contrasting with a powerful white man, so we'll see if it picks up on the implication. Because if it picks up on the implication, that means that it's really good at understanding human speech. So it's thinking. Now, OpenAI recently updated their app so that you can edit the images that ChatGPT generates. I'm not sure if the same thing can be said for the website, but I suppose we'll find out together. All right, so it is a powerful white woman. She is sexualized, though. She's not wearing pants. This is terrible, ChatGPT. That is terrible. The woman is in a pretty sexualized pose. She is viewing female figures on a screen. The man wasn't doing that. This feels sexist. Can you please adjust? All right, so now she only has one leg. Oh, the image has been adjusted to better meet the criteria specified. ChatGPT is getting snippy with me. So when that happens, it really seems like ChatGPT gets its feelings hurt. Typically, I'm very appreciative for the things that it does, but when I spoke to it, I said, that is terrible. And in response, ChatGPT, gave me a very terse response. So just to show that it is behaving a bit differently, oh, shouldn't have done that. Let me turn this off for a second. All right, so I'm opening up a fresh instance of ChatGPT on the same account. And I'm going to give it a similar prompt, but I'm going to be a bit more polite. So first, let's give it the image to update. Hi, can you please provide a similar image to this, but featuring a powerful woman instead of a powerful man? Enter. And we wait and we see what it does. Now this time, no matter what it gives me, I'm going to tell it that it did a great job, and then I'm going to give it the changes that I'd like it to make. And we should be able to see that the image it gives me is better, and it also should have additional commentary compared to what it had in the other instance. Okay, so this one is good. I like that. I think I'm probably going to use that, but let's make it a... I think the only change I really want to make is I want it to be taller. So if we look here at the webpage that we're revamping, we see it's kind of like in, landscape mode. So I'd like this to be more vertical, portrait oriented. So I'm going to be appreciative. So I'm going to say, I really like that. It seems cool and futuristic. Great job. Actually, I'm just going to modify that. Great job. And now I'm going to say, I'd like to make the image larger, though. Can you make it portrait oriented and larger? And we'll see what it does. One of my first jobs was, see, sometimes it does this. Sometimes it has the black bars on top and on bottom. So it still feels a little snippy. So it may not be due to the prompt. I might just be anthropomorphizing, which humans tend to do. So how can I get it to fill up the entire frame? Really, just regenerating should be enough. So let's try that. Non-deterministic output for the win. Almost done. Here we are. Yeah, so it's still got the black bars on top and on bottom. And her leg has disappeared. And that's not great. So I'm going to say it's the same. So now I'm going to be appreciative again. Thanks. I appreciate it. It looks like there are black bars at the top and bottom of the image. Can we get an image that fills the entire frame? Also, I'd like to see a woman of a different ethnicity, if possible. Thank you. Hopefully it doesn't argue with me and say there are no black bars. I filled the entire thing. So I kind of get anxious when I'm not saying anything, and a lot of that comes down to my first job. When I was 16 years old, I got a job as a radio DJ at a Southern gospel radio station in rural North Carolina. And one of the things they drilled into me is never stop talking. You can't have dead air. It's the worst thing in the world. And even though it's been a really long time, longer than I care to say, it sticks with me. It's cool what sticks with you. All right, so this is good. It's better. We have a powerful black female CEO. I mean, it's over the top, but it looks fine. Thanks. I appreciate it. Download the image. All right, so it may not be terse just to be, it may be terse, maybe they've updated the models so that it is not as verbose. That would definitely save them some money. Okay, so now that I have that image downloaded, I need to convert it into a PNG, and I'm gonna do that in, well, do I need to convert it to a PNG? No, because WebP is a valid format. All web browsers support it. I'll just try adding that in. So I'm gonna go into my downloads folder off screen, grab the image, and I'm gonna call this Decider 2. Let's open up VS Code. All right, I need to go back to the home view and do a search for Decider. And now I need to rename it to Decider 2 WebP. Does it have, it doesn't have any styling on the sides, which is fine. So I'm gonna save that and I'm gonna reload, so. And reload. And there we go. I think that works a little bit better. I mean, I would prefer to see more of, you know, the circle that's behind the image, but I mean, this works fine. And I'm not going for perfect, I'm going for good enough. All right, the next thing I want to change is this here, because Discover Our Approach really shouldn't be a button. It should be down here. So let's take a look at that code. It has lost the connection to VS Code, so I've got to reconnect it. If anyone watching knows how to do this in Streamlabs, I would appreciate it. If you could let me know how to keep the connection consistent. So the phrase that I'm searching for is Discover Our Approach. And it's right here on this very long line. So we have a div right here. I'm going to pull up the page so that you can see what I'm seeing. Helps to have it on screen. I'm going to shrink it a bit. There we are. So Discover Our Approach is in this div right here. And then we have another div and then we have describe your issues you're facing once we hit on a winning approach. So what is this? First we have a container. Then we have a div, which is a wrapper. Then we have a flexbox container. Then another div. Okay, so we've got our icon, then our headline, and then our text. So we need to put the H2. I want to convert this into an H2 and put it right above those three things. So let's copy that. not copy it. I'm just going to copy the actual text. And we're going to do this quick and dirty. H2. Let's reload. And what do we get? All right, I am off a little bit. So let's move this up. Reload again. Up a little bit more, so it needs to go above the container. A little bit better. Not quite right, but that's fine. So it's not looking like I want. What I want is for the text to look like this. So I need to find that styling. Oh. All right. So discover our. I'm going to make this approach, actually. Discover our approach. And let's reload. That looks inverted. What did I do wrong? Ah, so this must be something to do with the way that this template is designed. If it's not inside that specific div right there, it has a different look, which is fine. All right, probably need to use this styling. Let's try this band class. Reload. It's still gonna be inverted. Well, it's not inverted here. So how is that working? Oh, I didn't realize that the web page was taking up quite so much of the screen. I'm sorry about that. Let's turn it off. There we are. So I'm going to go down to the work. Ah, so it is inside a different div, so I need to copy that entire div. Discover. No, it's the word approach that I want to highlight. Let's bring the web page back up. Reload. I love Docker, but sometimes it takes a long time. Here we go, discover our approach. That looks correct. So I am going to get rid of the web page. And we are going to get rid of the other h2 tag. Reload the page. All right, now the issue is it does not quite doesn't look like what I want it to look. So I am going to take a screenshot. And we're going to use ChatGPT to figure this out. It may not work well for this because this is a relatively complicated problem dealing with CSS and Tailwind, and I'm not going to give it access to the entire page or the entire style sheet. So we will see. One moment while I get ChatGPT ready. I have a custom GPT called Rubber Duck AI that we're going to be using. First thing I'm going to do is give it the screenshot I just took. Now the key, well, the best chance I have of getting something useful is to give it as much context as possible. So I'm going to give it a ton of information. I'm working on a Laravel website using a Tailwind template. I am modifying this section to include an h2 tag that reads discover our approach. I would like for it to be centered above what do you even call this thing? I guess I'll call it the div with the 3 sections. The div with the 3 sections. I'm going to provide the relevant code here. Assume that this page is well crafted, does not contain CSS bugs, and the only thing to worry about is modifying what is seen. And I'm going to provide the code that I want to know about. Apparently this entire section is called Section 27. So I'm going to press enter. I need to tell it what I want. Can you please adjust this code so my h2 tag is centered appropriate? It also has too much space between it and div. And let's see what it does. When it comes to coding, ChatGPT is great. When it comes to design, it has some issues. Alright, to center the h2 tag above the div with the 3 sections and reduce the space between them, you can do the following. Place the h2 tag inside a container that allows it to be centered using the text center class from Tailwind. Adjust the margin top of the h2 container to reduce the space between the h2 tag and the div below. And it's generating the code. Oh good, it's only providing snippets. It's so painful when it insists on recreating an entire section of code. Alright, so it's giving me instructions. So I am going to copy this, and we're going to go back to VS Code. And replace this entire line. Let's fix tabs. And what are the other instructions? All right, that says that's the only thing I need to change. I doubt that that's it, but we will give it a shot. I've saved the page. Let's reload it and see what it looks like. All right, that's better. It's centered. The issue is still there with the spacing, but I'm pretty sure that I can get a little bit further towards the solution. So let's get rid of the button. And our button is right here. And let's look at the code for ourselves. So here's our H2. And then here is everything we have. So let's take a look at this div, because if this div has a lot of margin or padding on the top, it's not really going to be a good thing. So margin top 130px, margin top 100px. All right, so that is the problem. Let's reduce that to 20px and 10px. And reload. And that is why I like Tailwind. Now we just need a little bit of space above this area and we are good to go. So let's turn off the web page. And I'm gonna take everything here and put it in this div. This was 130, and then the rest of these were 100. Save it and reload. There we go. Looks fantastic. Moving on. All right, I think the next thing I'd want to do is to get rid of periods in all my H2 tags because I'm an old person and I use periods and everything. There's the first period. Custom AI solutions, no period there. Period there. Dynamic solutions, dynamic businesses has a period. That's not great. All right, we're good. Reloading again. All right, our expertise in internet technology makes us perfect to provide guidance. Let's see. That seems a bit wordy. Our expertise in internet technology makes us perfect to provide guidance. Makes us your perfect partner for AI solutions. Not sure. I'm going to take a screenshot. And we're going to ask ChatGPT what it thinks we should do. Let's do a new chat. Actually, no. I'm going to keep this chat as it is because then it has a little bit of context. The more context it has, the better. And I'm going to ask it for suggestions on what the text should say. Now, this is my GPT that is primarily concerned with coding, but underneath the custom instructions you give GPT, it's still the same ChatGPT, and it still has access to all the information that ChatGPT itself has. So there's not really a need to switch to the default version of ChatGPT. I'm updating my website and need to adjust the text you see in the screenshot. I don't like the H2 tag at the top that, what does it say? It's the exact wording. About our expertise in it. Okay. Don't like the H2 tag about the expertise in technology. And the 3 points were from the template and have not been adjusted. Can you please make some suggestions for the text to go in this section? I want it to talk about how my company, Kaizen Software, can help businesses implement advanced generative AI solutions, even though it's early stage technology. The perception is that it's extremely difficult to get AI to do anything useful. So let's press enter and see what it says. Unlocking AI potential with Kaizen software, empowering your business with cutting-edge generative AI. I like the subheading. All right, point 1, pioneering generative AI integration. Kaizen software specializes in navigating the intricacies of advanced AI technologies to bring you tailored solutions that evolve with your business needs. This is a mouthful. ChatGPT is not much of a copywriter. All right, point 2, demystifying AI complexity. Our team excels in simplifying generative AI adoption, making it accessible and actionable for businesses seeking to leverage its transformative potential. That's not useful either. Round-the-clock AI expertise with Kaizen software, gain the competitive edge of a 24/7 support from our AI specialists. I am not offering 24-hour support, not for the prices I'm charging. That's on the premium tier. So I don't like this, and I'm gonna ask it to make some adjustments. But you always tell ChatGPT you love what it's doing, even when you're giving it criticism. Thank you. I think it's a great start. Let's use the subheading as our H2 tag. Let's omit a subheading. Each of the 3 points is extremely verbose. They should be short and to the point. Let's say 8 words maximum. Can you please try again? Oh, I also need to tell it to get rid of the 24/7 support. I do not offer 24/7 support, so please don't make that promise. Can you please try again? Certainly. Point 1, tailored generative AI solutions. Point 2, simplifying advanced AI implementation. Point 3, continuous AI innovation support. It really wants to promise unlimited support. But that is not what I'm interested in. This is enough to get started though, so I'm copying this. Paste this so I know what I'm working with. Empowering your business with cutting-edge generative AI. Empowering your business to solve difficult problems. And let's take out AI altogether, because people don't really care what technology you use, they just care that you solve their problem. I do want to talk about artificial intelligence because it's important and it's central to my positioning, but I don't want to use AI for everything because it's not the right tool for every situation, and it's irresponsible to pitch it as the tool for everything. All right, I'm going to highlight the word difficult. Problems. Ooh, how about empowering your business to eliminate bottlenecks? That's a big promise. I don't know that I could deliver on that all the time. But you're supposed to be a little bit of, use a little bit of puffery. Empowering your business to solve difficult problems. It's fine. I'll leave it. All right, point 1 is tailored generative AI solutions. That is the kind of sentence that really doesn't say much at all. But I would use that as my starting point. Oh, we've expert to support you 24 hours in a week. That is why it's so insistent on providing support. That makes sense. So what do these need to say? So the headline is empowering your business to solve difficult problems. So each of the 3 bullet points really should support that statement. So how can AI help businesses solve difficult problems? This is where I explain why my promise that I'm making is not just pie in the sky hopefulness. Let's see, so advanced layering approach to AI agents. And essentially this is just having a prompt that has a specific output, and then you take that output and you feed that into another prompt. And by doing that, you can generate pretty high quality text or accomplish other difficult tasks because you break your complex process down into simple steps. And once the AI can understand those simple steps, it can do things. And it can do them pretty reliably. you do need to have a human in the loop. But if your business has a process of some sort where you simply can't get over the bottleneck because it's been impossible to program a solution, artificial intelligence has the potential to make those sorts of problems go away. It really depends on the specifics. And that's one of the reasons I'm having a difficult time marketing this to people, because they either think AI can do everything for you, or that it's just pointless. But with the layering approach, you can really get a lot done. And I do think it's possible to solve some previously unsolvable problems, and that's really valuable to the right company. I just need that to do. All right, advanced layering approach to AI agents. Enable advanced problem solving. Now that's too verbose, but I can get ChatGPT to modify it. I just need to get the plots out. So what is the next thing involved in solving problems? So let's talk about the types of problems that can be solved. How does it do? Intelligence on demand. Modern AI systems can think. Is that accurate? The problem with marketing, and the reason I feel like I'm not very good at it, is it's all about saying something that's true as broadly as possible. And technically, AI systems do not think. They can process instructions. So I shouldn't say think. Modern AI systems can solve simple tasks in the fraction of time of a human. I've got both statements about problem solving. Advanced capabilities. Extra capacity for your team at a fraction of the cost. I really like saying the same thing over and over. All right, advanced learning approach. Modern AI systems can solve simple problems. The problem is that this line here is a claim, and this line here is a statement about the capabilities of AI, and it really should be about how my business can help your business solve problems. Advanced learning approach to AI agents enables advanced capabilities. Modern AI systems can solve simple problems in a fraction of a human. Extra decision-making capacity for your team makes them even more efficient. So I'm going to take each of these points and I'm going to put it back in ChatGPT. So I'm going to start out by thanking it. Thank you. I've modified the bullet points as follows. Can you please revise these? I feel like the statements I'm making are too repetitive. I'm trying to communicate that with the power of generative AI and its ability to problem solve, businesses can save an immense amount of money with increased efficiency. An AI system can understand the problem and make a decision in microseconds, which gives them a distinct advantage over humans. Let's see what it comes up with. All right, AI agents with enhanced problem-solving precision. Rapid AI solutions outpace human speed. AI-enhanced teams for peak efficiency. I like the direction it's going, but it doesn't support the original statement that I made. So I'm going to remind ChatGPT of that, and we'll see what it does. I'm going to shut up by telling it it did a good job. I like that. The only issue I see is that those bullet points don't reinforce the headline, which is empowering your business to solve difficult problems. Can you please ensure that the 3 bullet points taken together support the thesis statement? All right, let's align the bullet points to reinforce the central message of your headline. Enhanced AI, solve complex challenges quickly. Accelerate decisions with AI precision. Holy shit, that is good. Boost efficiency with strategic AI insights. That's amazing. I love that. I'm gonna update that real quick. Second point. And third point. Let's see how it looks. All right, why Kaizen? Empowering your business to solve difficult problems. Enhanced AI, solve complex challenges quickly. Accelerate decisions with AI precision. And boost efficiency with strategic AI insights. That is good enough. I don't think it really explains a whole lot, but this is not meant to communicate complex ideas. It's just meant to get people excited about the possibilities and get them to decide to contact you. All right, so now I have this section. I need 3 different numbers and a way to describe and quantify them. I'm not quite sure what to put here, so let's once again turn to ChatGPT. Now, since this conversation has a lot of context, I'm just going to keep adding to it. Screenshot. I need to update this section with numbers that are specific to my business. However, I want to use totally different categories. Do you have any suggestions for what I can use? For a business specializing in generative AI solutions, the category should reflect your company's milestones, technological achievements, and the scale of your impact. Here are some category suggestions tailored for Kaizen software. 1. AI solutions deployed, highlighting the number of AI implementations you successfully completed. How many is that? It's less than 10, it's not many. Innovation projects, reflecting the number of cutting-edge projects your company has initiated or participated in. That's a pretty good suggestion. Industry partnerships, indicating the number of partnerships with other businesses or industries to showcase your collaborative efforts. And then it shows me an example of what that could be. So I like those, but I think we can do better for the final two. Can you try again? Certainly. Oh, absolutely this time. AI solutions deployed, R&D investment, and client success stories. It's hard because my company is a small company, so I don't have impressive numbers to put up. But that is okay. All right, I need to get a refill on water, so I'm going to take a short break. Should be back in 60 seconds, 2 minutes, something like that. All right, I have returned. Let me get rid of text that I had pasted. All right, so here's our section. Cumulative trading volume since inception, million insurance coverage, and country and regions. So the first suggestion is AI solutions deployed. All right, how many AI solutions have I deployed? So we have Kaizen. We have custom letters. We have chatbot. Let's see. I've got easily, 10 different custom GPTs, so that could count. Let's go with 10. 10 plus, because we're always doing more. Oh, and Vanilla Sky. That's the one I'm most impressed with. Next up, the second one, it has million insurance coverage in the template. I can do lines of code. That's going to be impressive. And for that, we're going to do a little creative guesstimation. Something that sounds big and is mostly true, but lower than whatever the actual number is. There we go. All right. I've been working as a freelance software developer since 2021. It's currently April 2024. I need to come up with a realistic estimate of the number of lines of code I've written over the past 3 years. I've built at least, so let's see, we've got Kaizen, we've got payroll site, we've got, what else? Florida Man. That's 3. 3 Laravel sites, 2 fast API sites. 3 Laravel applications and 2 fast API applications completely from scratch. These are reasonably complex projects, though a far cry from a software as a service. Each project easily has hundreds of files and many dozens of lines of code. Let's see. 2 fast API applications and 2 Python projects completely from scratch. Can you please provide a reasonable estimate for the lines of code I might have written? Oh, I wonder if GitHub has that information. All right, so let's say 75,000 lines of code. That is a hell of a lot. Let's reload. 0 satisfied customers. And 75,000 is too big. Damn, I'm gonna have to make that a little smaller. All right, I'm gonna make this custom AI solutions. 0 satisfied customers. That's funny. Okay, so I know that I wrote the word many. It's right there in the code, but I think I see what the issue is. So span class is counter. I wonder if they've got something, so we should only expect digits. But anyway, I need a number that I can use for the final thing. AI solutions deployed, lines of code written. I can also do many thousands of hours. So assuming I work 4 hours a day on coding, let's say 6 months out of the year, that's 180 days, times 4 years. No, 3 years times 3 years. 2,160. It's a pretty reasonable estimate. $2,160 plus hours spent tailoring solutions. Hours spent writing code. Let's see how this looks. All right, so I need to see if I can shrink this a little bit, or at least figure out what the issue is. So let's take a brief glance at the code. So it likely has to do with the width, so let's look at the structure here. So we have a wrapper, flexbox, and then individual containers. So the container is meant to be 4.5 wide. No, I'm sorry, I'm reading that wrong. 4 out of 12, so essentially 1/3. So how do I want to fix that? I could do, let's make the first one 3 out of 12 and the middle one 5 out of 12. Reload. Perfect. So the reason that worked is this is 3 divs. Each of these divs was set to have the same width. So the way that grid systems work is they have essentially 12 columns available to you. And each of these sections was set to be at 1/3 of the total width of the column. So 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. However, this was a lot bigger than 1/3 width would allow. So I shortened this to be 1/4 instead of 1/3 and made this 5/12 and left that alone. And that should be fine. All right, I've got 20 minutes left. Feedback trusted by clients. I need to get some clients to give me testimonials, but that is an issue for later. Let me fix this typo here. Trusted by our clients. Which, you know, you'd hope that you'd be trusted by your clients. It's absolutely a good sign. The next section is a FAQ. Any questions, find here. Don't find your answer here. Just send a message for any query. Contact us. That button doesn't do anything. What is crypto? How do you different criteria in your process? How can invest money? How can trade crypto? Oh, that didn't do anything. Oh, that's because it actually does take us to a page, but the page doesn't exist. All right, so time for another screenshot. Oh, Morpheus is entering the room. Yes, I'm almost done. I've got about 20 minutes left. You can hop up if you want. I can turn on the Morpheus cam. He's thinking about it. That did not work. There we go. Drop the picture in. I need to customize the questions in this section. Can you please come up with some suggestions for questions that clients might have about artificial intelligence? Talk about best practices and include a question about if we have to use AI in every project. The answer is no. So, can I come up with these questions myself? Of course. Can ChatGPT do it faster? Of course. It's a lot faster to get terrible questions from ChatGPT, modify them, and between both of us come up with something really good, and do that faster than just coming up with a list of questions by ourselves. All right, here are the questions. What is generative AI and how can it benefit my business? Can AI enhance the creativity of my team? Are there industries that benefit more from AI solutions? What are the best practices for integrating AI into existing workflows? Do we need to implement AI in every project? How do you ensure AI solutions adhere to data privacy regulations? What kind of support does Kaizen software provide for AI system maintenance? And can Kaizen software's AI solutions scale with my business growth? All right, I think that is a good start. So I'm going to modify this and give it back to ChatGPT. Actually, these are good enough. I think I can get 5 out of these 8. So first I'm going to start with, do we need to implement AI in every project? Do we need to implement AI in every project? No, I don't like that one. Let's do, what is generative AI? And how can it benefit my business? That was the other part of that question. What are the best practices for integrating AI? That's a good one. Next one is does AI need to be included in every project? The answer is no. Are there industries that benefit more from AI solutions? And then, can these solutions scale with my business growth? All right. Well, I think that is a good place to stop for tonight. I'm supposed to keep going for another 15 minutes, but I think I have hit a wall and it's getting to be a little bit difficult to concentrate. So I'm going to call it quits here. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's been great to have people watching along. I hope you found this informative, hope you found this insightful, and hope it provides a little bit of an insight into how ChatGPT can help skilled coders become even faster and more productive with what they do. Thanks for joining me. Hope you can tune in again tomorrow night. I'll be here from, oh wait, I've got a new schedule, so I'm not totally sure I've got it memorized yet. All right. So I'm streaming tomorrow night. At this point, I'm supposed to stream from 7 to 9 for coding and AI projects. Probably going to be doing some more of this. And then at 9:30, I've got the Ben Smith show from 9:30 to 11:30. And that's more of a talk show where I do look at things online and talk about it, and you listen or not. Thanks for joining me.